Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Alice Rita. To all new and returning subscribers, thank you for subscribing to this channel. To all that send their wishes to me in my community post, thank you. I'm getting better now. Today is day 6 and I'm still testing positive to COVID. I feel really lucky this morning because I'm able to make proper statements without having to cough. In the last few days, if I try to engage in discussions, I have this repetitive chest cough. So that's where my own COVID symptoms, as well as migraine. And I was able to taste my food. I was able to perceive. So all those loss of taste and loss of sense of smell, that did not happen to me. So I'm able to smell everything around me. Just that I had this migraine that made my head look so big, like it's going to fall off my neck. But I'm better this morning and I'm hoping in the next few days I can test negative so I can resume back to work. In my video today, I'm doing something different. So I'm going to be showing you how to design an academic CV. There is no one-cap-fit-it-all academic CV. The best version of an academic CV is one that is easy to access all the right information in a single glance. And by what do I mean by that? I mean if someone that is about to grant, someone assessing your scholarship application takes your CV, in a single glance, they should be able to get a clear picture of what you've done in the past and the type of experiences that you have. If you are doing a master's, if you are a bachelor student just going for a master program, your academic CV could be just a page and a half. That's if you don't have many experience, like maybe all these internship. If you've only done a single internship and you don't have publications, do not worry about that. You should still be able to get a scholarship because I got a master scholarship during my master program and I do not have any publication as at that time. So it is important that the academic CV that you are designing, or if you don't want to call it an academic CV, it is important that your curriculum vitae have a clear section for your details. There is a section that you list your education. There is the other section where you list your experience, your research interest, and then you can another section where you list your award and honors. So imagine if you receive a scholarship in the past, it's under this scholarship and awards that you paste that. Also, if you hold like a senior position or a leadership position, under the honor, you can list all this in that area. That's why I said at the beginning of this video that there is no one cap fit it all academic CV. My own academic CV, it's a simpler version. I've seen some of my colleagues' own and it looks more sophisticated, but it's not all about the sophistication. It's about how well you communicate the right information in a clear and precise way. And that is why in today's video, we'll be going to the computer and I'm going to show you how to design this in Word. If you're not looking to use Word if you have money and you want to edit one of the online templates, there are several online platforms you can use. The most common one is my CV, my perfect CV. So I'm going to put the link to that in my description box. But if you don't have money, if you don't have about £4 or £3 to dash away just to design an academic CV, I'm going to show you on Word document how to design your own CV. It's easy, it's straightforward. However, during the course of this video, designing that CV might make this video to be a bit longer. Do not worry about it. If you already know how to design your own CV, you can skip the remaining part of this video. But if you don't know how to design yours and you only have a mobile phone or you have a laptop, as long as you have a Word document application on your phone or your laptop, you can use this to design this CV I'm going to be showing you. So let's get to the computer and create this simple template-based academic CV. If you search on the internet for academic CV templates, it's going to bring a lot of these different templates. You can see here a very simple and easy to understand CV. You can see here a more modern version, which is just adding some aesthetics. You can see here this other person and this person. But what does mine look like? My CV looks like this. So I've used this chat, this comment box to cover my details. But you can see it started with my name, my address, email address, and here's just personal details like date of birth, my citizen and country of citizenship, which is not a must. I just put that there to keep it simple. So now I'm going to close that part so I don't have to come back there. And the next thing is that I listed my education in a descending order, followed by my expertise. I listed here my professional experiences, which are my study, research, my internship, or the lab internship that I did. And here in a descending order, the publications. And as you can see that until 2019, I did not have any publication, and that's because I didn't have oh sorry, this corona is killing me. That's because I do not have any publications before my master program. So these two publications were from my master degrees. The next I listed is the awards and honor, which are usually the presentation awards, scholarship, and then the next thing is the voluntary services that I partook in, the softwares that I'm very good at using, and you can see that I categorize this into a beginner level, an intermediate level, and advanced level. I kept here the language I can speak, and I listed my 4 or 3 references. So next, I'm going to show you how to design that in Word document. So please stick with me and let me show you how I designed my resume, my CV. So this is a Word document, and after I've opened the Word document, the next thing is to insert a table. In some part of the video, I will not be talking so as to conserve my throat because it itches and then that makes me to cough. So first I'm going to insert a 2x1 table. So I'm going to click here. You can see it has created this table. Do not worry about the limited number of table. By clicking the tabbed key on your laptop, you can increase the table like so. So because the first thing that your CV should have is your personal detail, which is going to be me typing out my name in capital letter. And when it comes to the address, I'm going to be using a sentence case. So my address is, let's assume I'm living at 109. This is where I live. This is where I live street. Just put your address there. A comma, and that is in Norwich, in United Kingdom. What I'm going to do to make this formatting look better is to highlight these 2 tables, right click inside and click on merge cells. This makes this table to be a single one. And the next thing I'm going to do is to highlight this text inside this first box and make them center by clicking home. You can see center. And now this is at the center of my CV. What I'm going to do next is to highlight my name and make it bold. So if you're using your phone, it's the same way. You're going to be clicking on this different icon that will show on your Word document app. Because I want my name to pop out very well over the address, the next thing I will do is to increase the size by just a single case, which makes it a bit bigger. And now, after this is where I leave address, the next thing I'm going to do is to type in my mobile number. In this part, you can decide to leave this as italicized. You can make it italicized or unitalicized. This depends on how you want to do your writing. And if you're going to be italicizing, keep your italicizing consistent. So the next thing I'm going to write now is my mobile number. So let's assume my mobile number the UK, the United Kingdom calling code is 44. So if you are calling from, if your mobile number is from Nigeria, you're going to be writing 234. If it's from Germany, you write 49. So I'm going to be writing 4479. And just for security purpose, I'm just going to type in random number just to be sure that I'm not giving out my mobile number detail. So that's going to be okay. I'll put a colon. The next thing I'm going to put is my email address. So I'm going to do this and write alisweeterchannel@gmail.com. So you can see that. Easy peasy. The next thing I did was to just click an enter key to create a space. So here you can decide to make this address and all these parts italicized by clicking on Ctrl I. You see, italicize that, or leave it as it is. It does not really matter. Okay, so what I did is to click enter to create a space between this and the next thing I'm going to do. So in the next box, in the next table, I'm going to fill in the detail of my education. So you can see here, each time I want to start a section, I would love to keep it as a capital letter and also to make it bold so that it stands out for the different sections that I'm doing. So I think between my name and the education, I'll put a double spacing. Okay. So immediately after education, I did my PhD between September 2017 and July 2022. And what award is this degree I'm talking about? I would just go click on the tab button to go to the next page. So you can just move from here to here and write a Doctor of Philosophy, in which was in biosciences. So if yours was in botany, you can write botany. You can fill in the course that you did your PhD under. And here, I'm going to make this bold. And still under the same table, I'm going to be writing the detail of the university I finished from, but not in bold. So that will be University of Exeter. And University of Exeter, you need to put in the full detail. So for me, it was University of Exeter, and I can check Google for University of Exeter. So you can see here, we have this Stocker Road something. I'll just copy that and I'll paste it here. So I need this to match. I'm only going to paste the text alone. So that's University of Exeter, Stocker Road, full stop. So what I'm going to do is to bring this closer. Can you see? To bring it closer to the date so that I'm not wasting too much space. I don't want to leave up. I'm not leaving the space to make a baby. So I'm just going to leave this space here. Okay, that's good. And now the University of Exeter is in a single line. That's the address. The next thing you want to put is your thesis title. So I'm just going to type the title of my thesis. I'm not going to type the exact title. I'll just leave something here called Investigating the Biology of the Rice Blast Fungus Magna Potter Rice. So typing this out, remember that any botanical name needs to be in, any taxonomical name needs to be in italics, and that's why I highlighted this and put it in italics. So that is my thesis title, which in order to make this thesis title to pop out from Investigating the Biology, I'm going to highlight that and also make it bold. So whoever is looking at my resume can already, okay, Doctor of if the person is not interested in reading line by line, can already jump to the title of the thesis. And my thesis was supervised supervised by Professor Nick Talbot. This should not be italicized. It's because of the last one I finished typing. And now I'm going to just put this supervised by also in bold. So I'm sure you'll be wondering, why are there so many bold? That's better. And I'm going to leave behind a space just to separate that from the next thing I'm going to be typing. So for the next one, we're going to be putting in my master degree. So let's assume I did my master between 2014 and maybe I finished in February 2017. What I'm going to put here is Master of Science. And remember, it's easy to create a CV once you know how to do that. So my master thesis was in crop protection, and like I did for the first time, I made that in bold so that it can pop. Crop protection. And here I did my master's at the University of Göttingen, Germany. And then this is title. That should be, let me start copying and pasting to make this video go quicker. This is from my thesis. I'm just going to paste that, keeping text only so as that it doesn't affect the longisporum. Yeah, that's correct. This is italicized. This should be bold. Okay, so that's my thesis title, and it's my supervisor. Okay, now that I'm having a table, before I continue to the next one, everything is in table. Am I going to be submitting a CV in table format? No. In order to make this go away, what you're going to do is to click on this and then go to here. You can always see in the home section of your window of your Word document, there is this part that shows if you want to have a border or no border. So I'm going to be clicking no border, and you can see that took away the border. But because I'm using a table, I'm able to align this into the right way, because if you are using a tab key, it's easy to have something that have a space here and this one is like that, and then you don't have a consistent kind of spacing. But until I finish making the thesis, until I finish making, why am I talking about thesis again? Until I finish making the CV, I will leave the table border, the borders of the table as they are, so I can easily finish what I'm doing. And for bachelor's, I did bachelor's between, okay, so that will be bachelor's of science remember the next part, bachelor's, am I not getting it? Why am I putting this? Okay, we're going to make that bold. Is my bachelor not correct? Don't disturb me, you this computer. Okay, so that was at the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Because I'm done listing the educations, I'm not going to be leaving just a single line, but a double line. So that's just clicking the enter button twice, because now I'm about to go to the next section, which is my expertise. And remember, each time we are defining a section, we're going to click on the bold button or bolding the text. So just click on bold, and now we can decide to start listing the different skills that we have. So in order to be able to list the different skills, you can decide to make it as a long list, or you bullet point your skills. The skills I've gained in the last few years are lifestyle imaging. You can write something like image analysis, data analysis. You can write communication. Also here, I'm going to use the tab key. I'm going to use the space key to write more. What other skills do we have? Problem solving, right? Which other one? Critical thinking. So whatever it is I'm writing out in my CV, I'm going to be writing in detail with example in my statement of purpose. But right here, I'm just giving a very brief overview of my expertise. And to bullet point this, I'm highlighting the text and then going here to put them into bullet point. I'm going to highlight that one. Where are you? Okay, so this did not allow me. So what I'm going to do here, in order to be able to add these two, is to, oh, come on now. In this text, I'm going to insert a column to the left. Now, only here. So did you see what I did? Inside that particular column, this single one here, I highlighted that cell and I click on split cell. That way, when I want there to be two columns in that single row. So that way, when I'm listing my expertise, lifestyle imaging, this problem solving can come here. The image analysis can be, yes, problem solving, critical thinking. Can list communication. Here I'm going to write maybe quantitative cell biology. So what am I going to do here in order to make sure that the text fits? You can see, just shift this to make sure that no single expertise is forming into two lines. So just adjust this like this. And remember, I've told you that don't worry about the table. When it's time, you are going to click here, click inside here and say no border. So you can look at that. This is what the CV is looking like so far. You can see that there is this good distance between the education and the expertise. So that makes it makes your CV to look really neat. I'm going to continue this to the end. If you are not looking to watch this to the end, please feel free to exit this video. But remember to like the video. Thank you. So the next thing you want to write after this is to leave a 2 space 1 2 1. Okay. After expertise, You now want to list here your profession. So this is the section where you want to list all the internship that you've done. So let's assume my profession doing a PhD research is also a professional experience. But let's start with all the internship that we've done in the last few years. So let's assume that we did an internship between maybe May 2017 and maybe December 2017. Where did you do the internship? This time you're going to write. So let's assume I did an internship. I did a pre-doctoral internship. A pre-doctoral internship where at Max Planck So now I'm just going to be forming things up because I don't want to give out all the details on my resume. So let's assume also in 2015 we did an internship. So that will be, let's just choose now April 2015 to, so whatever I'm typing after the first one I've typed is me just forming things up. So let's assume we did a year-long internship at what institute? Maybe at Alice Rita's channel. Okay, no. Let me say, okay, we did a research assistance where maybe when during your master's study you did some lab or some research assistance job at university where you studied. University of Göttingen. What's the department? Let's say maybe prop. What was your task? So maybe during those research assistants, you were teaching assistants in Bio 302. Teaching assistants in Bio 302. You did some sample preparation for qPCR, maybe some DNA extraction from field samples. So you just list all this here, and remember, to make this stand out, you need to make this bold and the section where you wrote your tax. And what's next? So if you have more experiences, please list them out in descending order. So now that I'm done with expertise, I'm just going to leave 2 space. That's 1, 2, and now I'm going to go to the next section, which is going to be publications. Because if you do not have a publication, if you have publication, you can write here your publications. Remember, make it bold. And now you can start listing out your publications. Let's assume in 2022 you posted maybe it's an article. So I'll just copy one from my CV, which is, this is my publication that I'm yet to submit, and it's from my thesis. Remember, I'm going to always place it as text. Okay, so you can see the reason why I did not list out all the authors is that listing out all the authors will just make this publication to be very long, and I do not want that. Sorry, it's going to make this CV to be long, so that's why here I did not list out all the authors. If you have just 2 or 3 authors, please list them out. In some instances, if you don't want to list out, let's assume there's another publication like here in 2001. In 2001, I was one of the co-author on this paper. I'll just write here 2001, paste. So I've also pasted another one. Okay. So one of the pasting problem is having inconsistency. Okay. So in this particular article, in this particular manuscript, you can see that my name is not in the first author. If you have this type of situation, you can write your position, authorship, position, maybe third. But all this does not really matter. All that matters is that you've demonstrated that you can work as a team to publish something. So that's if you wish to add this part, but it does not really matter. They will still know that you are part of the author of this particular publication, and you've added that it's published in this Journal of Nature Microbiology. You've given the issue number. That will help them to find that publication if they are looking for it, if they're interested in reading about it further. And after you've added your publications, remember to enter the space key twice, 1, 2. And now I'm going to use the tab key to create a new table under here. So now that we've added the publications, the next thing we want to add is our awards. Remember, in capital, awards and honors. And here I'm going to merge this together so that this does not break into 2 lines. Just merge cells. You can see, looking all nice and beautiful. Bold that. And the next thing now I'm going to write is, okay, in July this year, I went for a conference and I got awarded Best Poster Award. Best Poster Award at, oh, sorry, I didn't see what I was typing. So that's going to be Best Poster Award at, what's the name of this conference now? I think it's called, I think it's Gordon Research Conference on cellular and molecular fungal biology, and that was in Boston. You can see that the title of the award, I kept that in bold. Now I'm going to leave a space. Let's assume also in 2007, let's assume in 2019, let's assume we got a merit, a scholarship. So what is the name of the scholarship? Let's assume we had an Erasmus. I do not have an Erasmus scholarship. I'm just writing this for you to know how to fill in yours. So let's assume we have an Erasmus scholarship, and maybe to study what? Erasmus scholarship for M.sc program. And this award, it's merit based scholarship. So they can see that it's not that somebody just picked you out of nowhere. They can see that someone, this can show clearly that someone awarded this scholarship based on your merit, not just that someone dashed you some money to study. So for M.sc program, let us say maybe M.sc program in biological sciences at, let's say, University of Göttingen. So you can see that's easy peasy. And let's assume that you are this person that is always getting scholarship. Even if it is not a scholarship, let's assume it is a travel award. Okay, let's write in May 2019 we got a travel award, right? So let's say it's a travel award. Travel award to attend international rice blast conference in Chengdu, China. So this so you can see that also another easy peasy. Use the tab key to generate more table. So the next section we want to write now is to list the different voluntary activities that we've taken part in. So I'm going to write here voluntary services. As usual, I highlight the two cell, right click on merge cells. Now let's put that. And what next are we typing now? So how many, if you've only done a single or two voluntary services, it doesn't matter. So let's assume that in between 2022 and maybe September 2022, let's assume that we volunteer arts, science, communication event. Ask, what did you do at the, why is my science spelling wrongly? So what did you do as a volunteer at the science communication event? Maybe demonstrating the different types of plants, maybe showing and engaging children, the different types of plants, different type of tomato plants, something like that. Just remember that that cannot be in bold. So I just formed up something. Remember to just find a way to to write there. So even if it's only a single voluntary service you have, that's okay. Maybe your voluntary service require you to work in orphanage home. You write it there in a very easy way. And now I'm going to just quickly jump to the next section, which is about your software skills. So you can just write here, softwares. What am I typing now? Okay, so for softwares, what are the softwares that you know how to use? What I love to do with my CV is that I categorize these softwares based on my level of expertise, and I will be starting with the advanced level, the one that you know that no, these ones you know how to use. So I started with the confocal, not board, confocal microscope. I'm an advanced user. Confocal microscopy. My microscope was missing O. Okay, microscopy. I know how to use ImageJ, of course. I'm a good user of a Microsoft Office. So the PowerPoints, the Word documents, Excel, that you can list under advanced level. What about the ones that you know how to use? Intermediate. You know how to use it, but you are still advancing your level of expertise. You can write things like maybe you are good at using Photoshop. Let's assume you are good at using R software. Let's assume you are good at using SQL, or maybe R or R Studio, whichever one you know how to use. SQL. I'll just list the softwares that I am an intermediate user. That is, I'm no longer a beginner. And here I'm going to list the ones that I'm just a beginner user. So things like Python, maybe Tableau. I don't know. I'm just listing things. I hope I spell Tableau well. What other things? Maybe Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator. So just list this in a very clean way. And now, remember, I leave double space before I then move to the next section I want to write, and which is, I'm just going to list here maybe languages. And what are the languages that you can speak? So imagine you can speak English, you can speak French, you can speak German, and let's assume that's your native speaker. I can speak Yoruba. I don't know about you. So here, I won't just list it. I'm going to write here so that they can see that I'm a native English speaker. My Yoruba also is also my native language. Maybe French, maybe I'm just an intermediate speaker. Now, instead of listing speaker, I will just write here maybe a good command. Maybe German, better command. This now shows them that I can speak German better than English. This is what this means by putting that as better command. I'm not going to put any of this as bold. I'll just list them out like that. And now create more table by clicking the tab key. Remember, for us to move to the next section, we leave a double space. And what do we want to add in the section? We can add here references. And to write your references, you can have maybe Dr. Alice Esiala as your reference. That's if you want. And where is Dr. Alice working? The Sainsbury Laboratory, Norwich. And here I'm just going to put the email of Dr. Alice as aliceritta@gmail.com. And then we'll have the second reference, a second referee. And who is going to be the second referee? That's a very easy one. Maybe we want to use Professor Esiola Rita. Where is Professor Esiola Rita? Okay, let's say she's at the University of Exeter. And email. Let's assume that it is Esiola Rita at exeter.ac.uk. And you can see, in order to make this to really pop, I will make the name of those reference to be bold. That way it can stand out from the rest of the text I've written. And what I'm going to do now is to show this on a 2-page. Yes, I'm able to do that. Oh, come on now. So on 2 pages, I'm able to show my reference in 2 pages. And remember, we're going to click here and remove the borders. So now we've created a CV that does not have a border. That is how easy it is to create a CV. I can make this CV to look much nicer by highlighting each section to create a line. So if I create this section and I click make a line at the bottom, can you see that it has underlined that section for education? The same thing with the expertise, the same thing with the part that shows publication, the part of, come on now, awards and honor. I'm going to make a line, do the same here and here. So can you see now that we've created Alice CV in a simple, I've created this under 45 minutes. So if you are creating yours, it shouldn't take you, it should be easy for you to create your CV to apply for scholarship. You can decide to add more than a single task if you want to the section. It's just that for masters, is for your CV, it's good that you add in good details. And you can see, it's not that, imagine if in my professional experience, imagine if during my studies I was working in the shop as a shop assistant, I will not add this to my CV that I worked as a shop assistant, because that does not add anything to my scholarship application. It only shows that I'm able to multitask, because there is no relevance between being a shop assistant and the scholarship I'm applying for. So there is no one cap fitted CV. Remember that I've only just used mine to show you how to design this, and that you do not need to pay somebody to design your CV for you. Until next time, bye-bye.